Hey everyone, welcome back. It's been a little while for a number of reasons. Tim got COVID, I went on vacation, I had some power issues and stuff like that, but we're back now. And we've got quite a few different things to talk about. Actually, quite a few different topics here. So we're
Oh
going to
yeah, yeah,
jump right on in with something really interesting. Tim, tell us about Game Pass because this is so cool.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, a quick trivia for you guys. That's actually the first time I ever got COVID. Very mild. I was lucky. I dodged that bullet for 5 years, but I guess you can never dodge it forever. Anyways, but on Game Pass though, so this is something that's very interesting because the government kind of foresaw it or kind of knew. But anyways, so Game Pass. There's two tiers on PC, your standard and your ultimate. There is a price increase, but other than that, really no changes on the PC side other than price increase. But on the consoles, though, they kind of screwed because uh, Game Pass has been known for, especially on the PC, and the reason why I get it because it's such amazing value for your buck. You get day one access to big releases for some big um, uh, games, especially now that Microsoft has Activision Blizzard, their titles are going to be day one. So that's a lot of incentive to get it. If you literally play, I think if you do the math, one or two the AAA
Yeah.
titles, which is 69.99 now or 59.99, it pays for yourself. So you save a lot. But on the console side, the standard subscription, oh, of course, they're having a price increase as well. The standard subscription no longer gets day one pass releases, and that's a major blow because a couple of things. I don't think console players there's a problem. I don't think a lot of console players have no choice. That's why probably didn't screw over the PC side as they did as consoles because you have no choice on consoles. Either you get it or you don't. And if you don't get the kind of thing, you're limited to what's it called, multiplayer options. But on that note, I did read a report that Microsoft is doing away with that, meaning you don't have to have Game Pass to do multiplayer. So if that's the case, that's actually kind of good. So people could give them the middle finger and say, well, I'm not paying your increased prices, but at least you could play your multiplayer. But don't quote us on that. It was a small little report I read, so we had to research more, maybe talk about it more next week before we spread rumors, right, Jared? But yeah, so Microsoft's all-you-can game subscription incorporating the hundreds of titles they want from Microsoft's internal studios, et cetera, et cetera. Similar to Netflix, Spotify, and other services, Microsoft's now increasing the price across all existing tiers, including console, ultimate, and PC. Additional users will not be able to sign up for Game Pass for the console. Will not be able to sign up for Game Pass, Xbox Game Pass for console. That's going away, by the way, guys. So there's some changes. A new standard tier is coming soon, which will not include day one games, but will include hundreds of strong back catalog similar to EA Access and Xbox Live Gold for multiplayer. So, yeah, you're not getting Game One, guys, anymore on this new standard coming, which sucks. But you still get the huge backlog of other titles. So it's not good if you really want to save money and get the standard format. But yeah, what are your thoughts on that,
Well,
Jared? I
keep
mean,
keep
that's
going.
kind of
So that's standard. So what is the other option then?
the three things come to life in certain death taxes and price increases. Okay, today's are converted us the long-awaited Game Pass price is truly here, et cetera, et cetera. So Microsoft Game Pass, Xbox Game Pass is Microsoft's Netflix, like all-you-can-eat gaming subscription service, and one of its noteworthy recent gaming innovations for a monthly fee, et cetera, et cetera, just going through the standard. And Microsoft rebranded Xbox Live Gold, a paywall for premium multiplayer titles, to Xbox Game Pass Core a short while ago. So that's just done. It's done with a small price increases over the years. Now we're getting the number of changes of shorts, etc. Multiplayers range of price screens, and then yeah. So soon, Xbox Game Pass for console will be shattered into for new users only. So if you're existing, you should be okay. Just remember that users currently on Xbox Game Pass for console will be allowed to maintain their subscription. So that's kind of good, as well as their day. So this is only affecting new users, as well as their day one games and hundreds of titles in the back catalog. So remember that, guys. Not all it's gloom and boom, but as a new user, you're screwed. But new users to Xbox Game Pass in the near future will be greeted by a new Game Pass standard, and they put it in the quotation. It's more like Electronic Arts Access, which includes Xbox's back catalog and does not include day one games. This will be paid at $14.99 per month and will include Xbox Live Gold for multiplayer, now known as Game Pass Core. Confusingly, I know it's confusing when they keep renaming stuff. It does not include Xbox Game Cloud gaming, so anyone who, that's kind of the thing that they want to push for consoles, and it's kind of interesting. Game Pass Standard is supposedly launching in September, so next month, guys. From September 12th, 2024, Microsoft will only allow existing users to stack Xbox Game Pass for consoles up to 13 months using prepaid cards and like. It will continue to function as it did before. If you're more than 13 months already stacked, you won't be impacted. Okay, then there's some more information here. Game Pass, Xbox Game Pass Ultimate will not be changed, but it will get a price increase. So if you're on Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, which is our highest tier, you're just going to have to pay more. PC Game Pass is also getting a price increase from $9.99 per month to $11.99 per month. Game Pass, PC Game Pass will also continue to get day one games. So they're the base ones, like I said, they don't. And there's a reason why, Jarrod and guys, that they do that, because on Steam, on PC, you have a huge amount of competition. GOG, Steam, Epic Game Store, so Microsoft's not stupid there, right? And then Xbox Game Pass Core, Xbox Live Gold membership gets an annual increase from $74.99 to $74.99 from $59.99. So that's a pretty good jump, but it will remain $10 a month basically. The price increases are global. You check your region for here. There's a link. Users recurring billing the new titles will take effect on September 12th, and giving you time to cancel if you don't fancy. Microsoft now has a support page up dedicated for these changes. And according to Microsoft, the vast majority of users today already on Game Pass Ultimate, which is their flagship plan for the service. And so what do you think, Jarrod? It's not
okay. So to summarize everything that Tim tried to say in some language other than English, that is really confusing. So, all right, if I go to Xbox.com right now, this is the easiest way of summarizing this. There's going to be no changes for the PC version except for price hike. That's it.
correct.
There's going to be no changes to Ultimate except for a price hike. So if you guys remember, basically what Ultimate gives you is a bunch of games on PC, a bunch of games on console, new games on day one for both platforms. You get discounts, different perks, you get EA Play, and you get online console multiplayer. However, on console, the original base model is basically going the way of the dodo, and it's now going to be called Core, and all Core is going to be is like the base version of PlayStation Plus, meaning you're going to get online multiplayer, and you're going to get like various deals and stuff like that, plus backlogged games. You're not going to get any day one sort of content. And this is what the SEC, like as soon as this was announced,
commented on
the SEC commented and was like, and this is what we warned you was going to happen with this deal. They dropped the mic and they walked away. And I mean, it's like, no, but we knew this. We knew this was going to happen. This is such a classic Microsoft move to make.
Yes.
And eventually, like, they're going to close Blizzard or one of these companies. Like, this is what they do. This is literally what they do. They bite off more than they can chew. EA is another company that does that, where they bite off more than they can chew. And then usually the franchises go right down the gutter and they end up closing the studios and stuff like that. This is exactly what I expected.
Yeah, exactly. Think about Electronic Arts. You and I are old enough, but there's probably some viewers. Well, I don't know. A lot of our viewers are retro people, so they're probably old enough as well. there was a time where Electronic Arts was this basically small little company that used to make some of the best PC games back in the day. I mean, I'm talking 90s guys, I mean, 80s or even that. Back in the word EA was actually good. People enjoyed their products. Now Electronic Arts is a behemoth, like you said. But yeah, it's amazing how companies can go from, like, look at Blizzard, from up top now. You know,
no, exactly, man. Do you remember?
Well,
do you remember?
No, they are doing good, but
do you remember Westwood? That's the example.
Oh yeah. You see, yeah.
That's the example I always give. So Command and Conquer and like all these classics. Electronic Arts buys them out, and literally within a handful of years, gone, totally gone. And that was like a legendary development studio. So listen, look. At the end of the day, for Tim, for me, this really doesn't make any difference whatsoever. Well, I don't know about you, Tim, but I subscribe to Ultimate, so this doesn't change a damn thing for me. This was exactly though what I expected to happen. Like, so for me, this was not a surprise whatsoever, because they got to get their money back, boys and girls. They spent billions and billions and billions of dollars. And right now with Game Pass, it's perplexing to a lot of people in business. How exactly are they making money? And so this is the thing. Like, you know, I look at like Hellblade 2 that was recently released, and, you know, that game didn't sell at all. Like, it's not going to chart at all because people just got it on Game Pass. So, you know, it's one of these things. It was okay. So I'm going to tangent for just a second to like my company. Okay. So with Eva, which gets released in like 2 weeks now, there is no free version of it. Okay. And there's a reason why, because if we released our productivity platform for free, I would need hundreds and hundreds of thousands of subscribers in order to make a cent off of it, to recoup all the development costs and this and that, everything else. I would have to put thousands of ads all over the place and sell people's data and all that kind of crap. And we're not doing that. So with Eva, every user is a paying user. Now, of course, prices are low. They're not like ridiculous. And the whole company is profitable with only 7,000 subscribers. With 7,000 subscribers, I never have to worry about money again as a company. Obviously, as you continue to grow, server costs go up, development costs go up, all that kind of stuff. But that was a choice we made purposely to avoid these types of things. Because as is right now, yes, you're paying for Game Pass, but the model is really a freemium model in the sense of the games that they're releasing to you. So every time you don't have to pay for a game, how many times has Tim said, oh, all you have to do is buy like 2 games and it's paid for itself? Exactly. But it doesn't pay for itself on Microsoft's side and all the revenue that they're losing. So you imagine if 1 million people bought Hellblade, how much money they would make in relation to if 1 million people subscribe to Game Pass, because you have to think it's not just Hellblade they're giving you. They're going to give you the new Halo, the new Call of Duty, and so it's a real fine line that you have to, you know, sort of balance there, because if you give away too much, you're going to go bankrupt. Like, as a company, the whole platform won't be profitable, and then it's dead. Now, of course, Microsoft, you know, they make money in a million other things, but just giving an example, like, this was something that I really, really, truly struggled with the product that I'm developing, because I want the greatest number of users to use it, but at the same time, it's like, realistically, are we going to have 100,000 users? No. You know what I mean? And like, to get that level, it makes no sense. The company should be profitable first, and you know, make sure that we actually have something. Do you remember Mint? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
What happened to that?
It got absorbed. It's gone.
Yeah, it went bankrupt. Because it was free, and so many users were like, I would have paid for that if it, like, a small little. I'm not talking like $500 a month here, but like a small little fee, $50 a year, something like that. It's
And
enough.
the thing is, I think a lot of people are getting tired of subscriptions in general. Right?
They
There's
are.
so many of them. They talk about the memes with cable. I cut the cable. I finally got rid of it. Oh, wait a minute. I got Netflix, Spotify, Disney Plus, HBO. Oh, shit.
Exactly.
Well, anyways, yeah. So thinking of which, Xbox Game Pass actually is doing pretty good for Microsoft. It's like a huge, substantial amount of their gaming revenue. But Disney has a challenge about that because now they're including ads in some of their Disney Plus tiers because they realize cable had it right. The ads is what makes them revenue. It isn't the monthly fees because you don't have enough. Even though they
that's
Disney
what I'm
Plus
talking
had
about.
a lot, they weren't making money, so they needed as much, and they needed to.
Well, that's it.
Ads.
No, exactly, man. And it's the same
Let's hope
thing.
Game Pass doesn't do that.
No, of course they're going to do that. They're not going to have a choice because
they're going to,
because you got to look at. There's just not enough. It's as simple as that. There's just not enough money to really take it home on all these things. I mean, now you've got ads in Netflix. You can have ads in Disney Plus. There's now ads on Amazon, and you're just like, okay, so wait a second.
What am I paying for?
Yeah,
Right,
exactly. So this is why with my product, with Eva, I said, no, screw this. There's going to be a small yearly fee, so you don't have to worry about stupid subs and all this nonsense of like on the monthly and whatever. But then that's it. You don't have to worry about any of this nonsense. You're done. But anyway, I mean, look, overall for me, like I said, it's prices are going up. Prices are going up of everything. After this, I'm going exactly. I'm going grocery shopping after this, and I don't even want to know how expensive that's
going
me.
out like for lunch is $15 to $20 just for lunches, man. It's ridiculous.
Everything. We're gonna sound like a grumpy old man here, but like just going to the movies.
Yeah, movies are expensive.
It's
dude.
Crazy.
It's like $25 a ticket now, and most movies suck. So it's like, why'd go there?
Well,
thinking of which, Borderlands, which I was going to watch, but I saw the review, so I canceled that. Borderlands is like 3% on Rotten Tomatoes review. I guess it's horrendously bad. I mean, it's a video game movie, guys. Traditionally, that means games to movies have never been good. I think only Mortal Kombat 1 was pretty decent for it.
Yeah, I mean, lately though, like Fallout's been great. Last of Us was great.
Yeah. But
like,
that's for TV shows.
No, exactly. I'm just saying, like
really
the adaptations now. I think personally, I'm thinking leaning more and more like they should do that.
Yeah,
like,
they should,
because like it gives you time to like develop the characters and do the stuff. But yeah, I almost died, man. Like I went to the movies. It's been a little while now. But just, if you get like 2 popcorns, 2 drinks, and 2 movie tickets, you're looking at like $100 almost. And
that's ridiculous.
And it is. It's absurd. And then the best part is like I come home, turn on my Apple TV, and there's the movie to buy for $30.
Yeah,
and I was like,
why go out? Yeah,
like what the hell?
I think I don't know. Some people still. I mean, I still like going to the movie
theater.
I do
too. I do.
It's just I think the movie theaters need, or the movie industry needs to. Either they're gonna. I think the theater is going to be a thing of the past one day, but they've been saying that for years, so who knows?
No, I think personally, I think it's just going to remain niche. I think it's just like, because it's fun. It is fun to go and share the experience with everybody.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just that, like you said, man, like, I don't know. I've just find like the movies just sucked lately. Like,
they're horrible.
Yeah, I'm like,
they're bad.
Like, God, what the hell?
And I'm getting. I know people probably might not like in the comments, but I think we're superhero. Too much of it, man. It's like been going for years. It's like we want something else, but they're never gonna. Those things make so much money. Look how much money Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah.
Did you see that, by the way?
Not yet. No.
I saw it. It wasn't a bad movie, but I didn't think it was great either. It wasn't as good as Logan, but it had its moments. It was funny. You'll laugh at certain parts, but I just don't expect it to be an amazing movie. Some people love it. I thought it was a fun time, but nothing.
Yeah.
Right,
but for me, it's more like the originality and stuff. It's like, come on, guys. Like, anyway.
Yeah, that too. Lazy. All these remakes, and now look at Disney live action movies.
Yeah,
classic.
Exactly.
Who wants to see that crap?
Yeah, precisely.
Like, was it Leo and Stitch or whatever that.
Yeah,
new
Lilo,
alien- yeah,
Lilo and
that's
Stitch.
becoming a live
Yeah.
movie, and it looks horrible because the CG of the monster Stitch looks horrible. But anyway, it's just they're out of ideas and they're milking. They say we want to introduce a new generation to the classics. And bullshit. You're just out of ideas.
Yeah, pretty much. So tell us about Switch 2. What's happening with the Switch 2,
Well,
the latest rumors?
there's a couple rumors. Well, one's not a rumor. We're going to be hearing a Switch this physical year, so it's already August 1st, past August 1st, guys. It's the 10th. So any day now, from my understanding, it should be in September. We should be getting the official announcement of the Switch 2.
Cool.
Right now, according to developers and insiders, it is on par to be as powerful or a little bit more powerful than the Steam Deck. So as we know now, the Steam Deck's a good jump over the current Switch. So that's good. But the Steam Deck, just like Jarrod said when we were talking about before we started filming, is already out of date. But for Nintendo, it's not bad. At least it can handle some decent modern graphics. But it is disappointing. And Jarrod said it'll never happen. Is I really want Nintendo to go back to making competitive systems. I know Steven will say, nope, never happen. You agree because they want that casual market. But according to what the industry is saying, they're saying this new system is going to be about $400 to $500. So where's the casual in that?
I don't think
top tier.
casual. I wouldn't say casual. I would just say that Nintendo plays their own game. For better or worse, they play their own game. And it's proven to be extremely successful for them once they realize this, right? Like with GameCube. GameCube was their last, like, hurrah into, like, let's just,
yes.
Traditional, like, let's go with what everyone else is doing. And then if you look after that, they had the Wii, the Wii U, and the Switch. 2 out of 3 ain't bad, right?
Yeah,
when those
true.
2 out of 3 are some of the highest selling systems in history.
Yes, and Switch is like 1.1 million away from meeting or tying PlayStation 2 sales. So that's huge success. Now, guaranteed though, guys, you heard it here, the Switch 2 will never be as successful. I don't anticipate it will be. And if you look at their track record, it's always up, down, up, down. As long as Nintendo stays profitable, they really obviously don't mind. But a Switch, I don't unless Switch 2 does something drastically to keep these users on board to upgrade to the next system. I don't see it. Look at the drop from Wii to Wii U. Now you could blame it on marketing, which was probably a huge factor of it, but I don't think people cared.
Wii U,
the Switch.
Wii U was different. Wii U was
True.
different. That I wouldn't count at all. Like
Really?
that, yeah, because Wii U, that was a colossal mistake.
Failure.
That they,
Yes,
well,
it
no,
was.
but it was a mistake. Not even a failure. It was, of course, it was, but it was a huge mistake on Nintendo's part in just all regards. Like they should have gone with a different name, a different look. For God's sakes, it looked like an add-on for the Wii, at a time when the Wii was just no longer, everyone had moved on. And
that's what I was going to say is I don't think even if the Wii U was different and successful and they didn't make all those mistakes, I still don't think the Wii core user base would have switched.
Oh,
Obviously,
no, it would have been different.
Nintendo fans do, but
yeah, it would have been different.
Yeah, they wouldn't have done.
I mean, the Wii had the casual market, right? Like that's it. Nothing else has had the casual market since. Even the Switch, I don't consider that. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't consider the Switch a casual market. I think what the Switch tapped into was just sort of like the classic portable Nintendo with the console Nintendo. Like it was the first time we got the best of both worlds. And I mean, I've said this for a while now. I think I would call this Switch 2. That way there's no confusion.
I don't know why they don't do that, man. It's so easy. PlayStation does it and they have no issues. Keep it because the Switch is so successful. And maybe you're right. Excuse me. Excuse me again. Their handheld's been extremely successful throughout their years, right? I mean, I know the 3DS had a rocky start, but it made a huge comeback.
Oh, yeah.
Look at what it did.
Yeah.
So maybe the Switch 2 will be more successful than I'm giving it credit to.
Well, I think it will be successful, dude. I think as long as they don't, like, it has to be obviously a successor. Like it needs to be a successor.
Exactly. That's important. Yes.
And as long as they do that, I think this will be a success. I really do think this will be a success. Now, there's different levels of success, right?
Yeah, I was going to say is I don't think it's going to match Switch ones.
I don't think it'll
That's going to
match
be very
Switch.
difficult.
No, I don't. I agree with you, and I'm willing to put that out there. And the reason why I'll say that is because I just think the Switch came out. It was really like the perfect time, but it got another major injection with COVID. Exactly, like a huge injection.
Huge. With a lot of people wanted to be entertained, and they I called them off to the lockdown streamers. So back during that, a lot of people were bored at home, so they started streaming games, and they're not really gamers, but they were bored, so they started playing stuff, and that's why all those social games like Among Us and all that got huge, but now they're dead. So I mean, Among Us is still probably kind of popular, but it's nowhere near.
I just think personally, like I think as long as they make it really clear this is our new system.
Yes,
I do think this is going to be successful, just because like they're on a real high right now.
Yes, they are,
and there's no reason not to think that would why would that not continue? You know what I mean? Like there's no people right now want another Switch. Like they're the whole industry is begging for like another one. So I just hope that they make enough of them that it has like a killer launch this holiday, because I do not want the same problems that faced the PlayStation 5 and the Switch at launch there. Like it was ridiculous to find one of these things, pre-orders selling out in like half a second and stuff like that. But I do, mark my words guys, like I personally think that it's going to be very successful. I don't think it'll be the same level of success as the Switch, but I do think we're looking at an 80+ million selling platform.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it'll be pretty decent. But I was just saying is Nintendo's track record is they have a huge hit, and then the next system tends to be half of that, etc. The up and downs. But thinking of which, Nintendo did comment about the launch issues, and they said, well, we'll just make enough systems. Now, however, we heard that before.
Yeah,
right?
everywhere.
So, yeah, but let's see. Nintendo plans on making sure that there's enough systems for launch. So who knows? Maybe they've been working on the Switch 2 and it's been in production for some time now, and they will have millions upon millions. But we'll see. A lot of companies say that, but it's just PR bullshit, and they just say it to make us happy. But reality bites, right? So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. And I'll be honest,
and I won't be getting it from day one. I'll let you know. I don't know if you know that. I never got the Switch because I'm not really a console guy. I haven't been for a while. I didn't get Switch at launch. I waited a couple years until that remodel came out. But I'll probably get the Switch 2 at launch because they claim it'll be a seamless transition from my Nintendo account to the new system. So all these games I have on Switch will be able to go on the Switch 2. That's what they claim. We'll see if that's true.
Yeah, we'll see about that. For me,
you laugh. Yeah, me too.
For me, I was very surprised by this year. I was really surprised by
by all those late minute push of good games.
I think that's a really smart strategy. Is like, keep the hype going, get those releases out, and then boom, here's our new platform with whatever Mario, with whatever. Anyways, I'm really looking forward to that though.
Are you going to get that new Zelda since we're talking about that?
Yeah, of course. Zelda? So for me,
for
me, the games, like my games, realistically, here's what we're looking at. We've got in about 14, 16 days, something like that. Visions of Mana comes out.
Yes.
I want to try that. The demo was okay. It wasn't nothing. It's a lower tier. It's like a AA game. It's not going to be a AAA game.
Oh yeah, it's not going to be AAA.
No. Even the price, it was a reduced price. It wasn't a full price game here, which was good. So there's that. Then I think I might be off with the dates there, but I think it goes August is that, September is Zelda, and then November is Dragon Quest III Remake. I think.
Oh, which I know you're looking forward to.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna get that too. I'm really looking forward to it. I think it'll be good.
So those are my like 3 games for the year. like for sure. And then if I didn't screw up the dates there, then October and December, I don't know. Like we'll see, like I'm not sure. But that's a perfect segue into one little thing that I wanted to talk about. So I said I was going to test you. It's not testing you. I want to ask you, when you think of racing games, as an example, what are a couple of series that pop into your head?
What was that Sega classic one? You don't want to talk about that Sega one years ago. God, it was
Outrun?
Outrun?
No, not Out. Okay, well.
Well, anyways, you guys will have to look at it and put it in the comments. It's an old classic Outrun or something by Sega. Another is F-Zero. I used to love F-Zero. Cruising USA used to be really good. God, man, you really put me on the test. There is a classic, and I know which one you're talking about. I can't remember its name. It is... Whoa, man! Which one are you thinking about?
No, I'm not thinking of anything. I like.
Oh, really?
So no, I was just asking you. So like for me,
Cruising USA was great.
Today,
Need for Speed. I mean, those are classics.
Okay, perfect. Like then like for a guy like me, I might say Gran Turismo, Forza.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm just
Forza,
asking.
Yeah, I have that on Game Pass. I have to play that. I have yet to play it.
I'm not. All I'm saying is if strangers you walk by and people are talking about racing games, what are some racing franchises that pop into your head? Okay, so let's do the same thing with fighting games. What are a couple of fighting franchises that pop into your head?
Of course, Street Fighter, Tekken, Power Stone.
Perfect.
People don't remember Power Stone. Soul Calibur. Who can not remember how amazing game Soul Calibur was? Marvel vs. Capcom series, the Street Fighter Alpha series. Jesus, there's Guilty Gear right there.
Okay,
I mean, those are just some of them.
Perfect. So,
Yeah,
all right. Let's keep going. Platformers.
Oh, of course, Super Mario Brothers series, all of them. Sonic, Banjo and Kazooie,
good enough.
Kong.
Good enough.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, role-playing games.
Oh, well, we were just talking about, obviously. Well, now Dragon Quest, its defense is niche in the U.S. So,
but it doesn't matter. It's not about that. It's not about
Final Fantasy, Paper Mario. The best one, Knights of the Old Republic, by far the best RPG I think seen to this date. Mass Effect series, Dragon Age series, right there. The Baldur's Gate series.
Perfect.
What else, dude?
No, good. You could say Skyrim. You could say all of that.
Exactly.
All of that.
Skies of Arcadia, one of my favorite, if not the best RPGs.
Look at what I've done, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, there you go. Jesus.
Okay.
So many.
So, the reason why I wanted to ask you that is because you named a series that is near and dear to my heart and I don't know what you would really call it. I don't know if you would call these flagships or tent poles or whatever, but every one of well, maybe not every one of what you just listed, but pretty much you listed like really big releases for franchises that have helped define the genre, their respective genre, okay? And I am playing a game right now. I'm probably 3/4 of the way through. And it feels so weird. I had to talk about this, okay? I had to talk about this because it's so weird. So, RPGs, Dragon Quest, Final Fantasy, all the North American franchises, blah, blah, blah. We can go on and on and on. Final Fantasy has a particular place in history because of Final Fantasy VII. And the fact that it was like the perfect game at the perfect time for a brand new platform that was aimed at more mature audiences than what Nintendo was going for at the time. And it didn't, I hate when people say it introduced North Americans to RPGs. It didn't introduce it, but it definitely popularized it.
Helped it, yes.
And so that series as a whole has gone through numerous changes and, it's become much, much more cinematic over the last, 10, 15 years. but it is absolutely one of the flagship franchises when people talk about role-playing games. Skyrim is today. Skyrim is one of the big ones today that people will, I say Skyrim, sorry. The Elder Scrolls is one, like, a lot of people would refer to that today to say, like, yeah, that's one of the, one of the pillars of RPGs. So, why am I mentioning any of this? Because Ahmed convinced me to play through Final Fantasy VII Remake, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and I'm not going to talk about those. They were good games. They were good games. I enjoyed them for what they were. Very unique. I don't want to spoil it, but they're not really remakes. They're remakes and something else. Let's just say there's like multiverse elements into it, and I'll just leave it like that. It is actually. It's really interesting. Rebirth, which is the second one, I found was a little long in the tooth. Like, I just felt there was a little bit too much padding in some of the some of the areas. But amazing games. Visually, some of the nicest games I've ever seen in my life. Like, I don't even understand how some of the graphics are even possible. Like it's incredible, okay? But that's not what I want to talk about. What I want to talk about was when I finished those two games, I saw a trailer for Final Fantasy 16. And it dawned on me that I have played every single Final Fantasy game in the last, like since day one, except for Final Fantasy 16, which was released last year. It was just bad timing. It came out right when I was busy. I don't know if it was Diablo was out at that time. Something was out at that time that I was more interested in. Anyway, so I gave it a download, and it's so unbelievably weird to talk about this, and I wanted to know if anyone else thought this, because Tim, I know you haven't played this, but I did want to hear your sort of thoughts on this. So it's beautiful. It has all the classic stuff you would expect from Final Fantasy. So 400 hours of cinematics, like all the names, all the, like, the characters, your Cids, your Moogles, your Chocobos, all that stuff. But it's got one slight change. It's not an RPG.
Really? What is it then?
It's a Devil May Cry action game.
Wow. So
yeah.
They're really changing their flagship series.
But this is the thing that I don't know how I feel about this. Like, it's a good game. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, it's a really good game. It's very Game of Thrones-ish. So it's like fantasy. It takes place like in a fictitious medieval Europe type of thing. Very reminiscent of Game of Thrones with like the politics and all of that. It's M-rated, so first time ever. So there's blood and everything like that. They were clearly going after the Western audience.
Market.
And the game completely bombed. It completely bombed.
How many times have I had discussions with you, Steve? And I'm going to bring up Pokemon, for example, here, because we always talk about how we want drastic change. And Nintendo or Game Freak, whatever we want, has done some changes, but the core mechanics of it is the same. And see, I blame fans on this, because when a company wants to progress or change their series, and it's not what fans want or expectations, or this happens. Excuse me. And it sounds like this game could be kind of more up my alley, to tell you the truth, because I don't think turn-based. Well, they kind of went.
Oh yeah, it hasn't been turn-based. Yeah,
so that's not a valid
15 years.
thing. But with Pokemon, it definitely is. Why are we still limited to 4 things? I don't want to deviate too much. 4 skills, etc., etc. Games should be able to progress. Like I told you about Diablo 4. I think the old overhead shit is garbage. Go to full 3 immersive gameplay, man. That's so much more rewarding and modern, but they don't do it. And it's a good question. Would Diablo fans love because none of them complain about the gameplay or the overhead, perspective. Well, would they love and embrace a full 3D Diablo? But you could still keep the same mechanics, the same, or not mechanics, obviously gameplay changes. You can still keep, it's a hack and slash. 3D games do that all the time. It's not like that can't be done. The story could still be Diablo and the lore and its references. So yeah, this just kind of sucks that it.
Yeah,
but
is
the
hold
game
on.
bad?
Time out. Because
is the game bad?
No, it's not.
Why did it fail?
Okay, so, but Tim, like this is there's you went in one direction, but I want to pull you back because hear me out here, okay? It's not about it's not about it like evolving, because you have to think with Final Fantasy. It's called Final Fantasy because every game is final. Like they don't carry forward. Like Materia has only been in one Final Fantasy game, Final Fantasy VII. That was it. After that, we had the junction system. After that, we had, and it's always changed. My problem with this is not that they tried something different. It's that it's not even the same genre. And that, I think, is the problem. And I think I'm not alone in that feeling. Like, when I'm playing the game, I'm like, what the hell is this? Because it's like, it plays more like God of War than...
And it should have been a side game. It would have probably done
this is the thing. And like some guy, I should have wrote his name down. I tried to find his post. He posted on Reddit, and I loved what he said, where he was like, people know Final Fantasy as a genre, like a golden child of the genre. It's like platforming. Mario is platforming. If they released the next Mario game as a Devil May Cry game, people would lose their mind. They would be like, what the hell is this? It's not even the same genre anymore. Like, you completely changed the genre. And I think that's the issue I have with this. Like, magic is non-existent. There's no magic in the game at all. You have sort of magic attacks, but they're physical, like they're not physical, but they're like, they don't do anything. So like you have fire attacks, wind attacks, earth attacks, but let's say the enemy is an ice enemy, a blizzard enemy, okay? If I use my fire attacks, nothing happens. It's the same thing as if I use an ice attack. It's identical. So there's no, like, it feels so weird. It feels like you're playing a gimped version of the new Devil May Cry. Because at least with the God of War. Because at least with God of War, you do have to switch elementals to match like whatever your enemy is. And like, I never in my life thought that I would ever say that a God of War game has more RPG elements in it than a Final Fantasy.
Okay, so I didn't know that. That's what recap what I was saying is I don't mind innovation changes like if you have a turn-based game, turn-based games now are a lot more interactive, and some series that I noted earlier don't change. They don't update to modern standards, which, whatever. We're not going to get into that anymore. But this, I didn't realize that they drastically changed. I didn't know it was still not. It should still, even if it's obviously they've gone away from turn-based combat, so that's not an issue. Even if they did that, it's more of a Devil May Cry, but they should still have the structure that makes the series.
Yeah,
right?
So Tim, that's my point. It's like, do you know how ridiculous this is going to be? That you're now going if. And it's a big if, because I don't think so. I think they're going to revert back right away. Well, no, it's not a bad thing. Again, it's genre. I want them to revert back. I want them to go to like, you could keep real-time combat. That has nothing to do with whether or not it's an RPG. Look at Elder Scrolls. It's real-time combat.
Yeah, right there. Right, yeah, exactly.
But for the love of Pete, make it an RPG. Like,
so it sounds like you're really kind of disappointed with the game then.
Well, this is why I wanted to talk about it. Like, I'm very conflicted because it's a very good game. I really like the story. The action was done by Platinum Games, so it's like Bayonetta. Like, it's awesome, man. It's really, really good. It's just, it's not Final Fantasy. You know what I mean?
The Final Fantasy series, it's been weird lately. Last several years, it's just not. I don't know. It's like you said. I think it's losing its identity. Maybe it's just not relevant, or as popular as it used to be, especially in the West. I don't know. It's just a weird series because, like a Dragon Quest, it still keeps its identity. It still keeps its core user base, and every single Dragon Quest fan cherishes a release. I mean, obviously, some of them are like, what was that? That one that came out that's kind of like a wannabe monsters, not Treasures. You remember Dragon Quest Treasures?
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah, but at least those are side games, right?
Yeah,
like
correct. They're side games. You're allowed to do whatever you want.
Yeah, and listen, so I'm so conflicted right now with this game. Seriously, I am so conflicted with this game because on one hand, I want them to try new things. Like I liked everybody took a dump on Final Fantasy 15. Everybody, like the whole bromance. I actually thought that was a phenomenal game. I just think for whatever reason, either the stories, the settings, the combat, something hasn't been resonating in a while with folks. But then again, Final Fantasy 14, the online MMO, that did really well.
Look at how big it is.
Yeah. So anyways, all this to just say that, like, is anyone who's listening to this, have any of you played Final Fantasy 16? I'd love to hear your thoughts. I know one of the big mistakes they did was they made it a PS5 exclusive. That was a big mistake.
Big mistake. And those days are over, Jared.
I agree.
Yeah, those days are over.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's good.
And it's the same thing with Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, with the second in the trilogy. It didn't bomb, but it didn't perform as well as they wanted, and that is excellent. Like that is a fusion between, not between anything. It's a real-time like combat system, but it's much more like action focused, but it's still 100% an RPG. Like it's 100% an RPG. Yeah, and so I just don't understand with this. I'm really hoping moving forward that we can go back to saying, the greats of the series. We've got Fallout, we've got Elder Scrolls, we've got Dragon Quest, we got Final Fantasy. Because if we have to start comparing Final Fantasy with God of War and Metal Gear Solid, that is a very weird future to live in. And especially for the one franchise that really popularized the genre in North America, that I don't know, it really felt weird. And when we're off this call and I'm uploading the video, I'm gonna go back because I want to finish the game. I'm getting near the end now, and it's really cool. Like it's really, really cool. But every time I play it, I can't help but feel like, what the hell, guys? Like, yep. I don't get it. So there's a part of that game that is very Monster Hunter-ish. Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, where they send you out on hunts to like take down
so cool.
like different like monsters and stuff, which segues perfectly into what you wanted to talk about. Yeah.
Yes. So, I was right. It was Outrun. Is the arcade racer was from Sega, and they made a sequel too. So it was Outrun. My memory didn't fail me. You must have never been a fan. And
I'm the one that said Outrun. Rewind this.
Did you? We'll have to rewind. And then before we switch to the next topic real quick, since we brought up, what's it called? Solid Snake, or that series?
Metal Gear Solid.
Metal Gear. Castlevania fans are actually more Dead by Daylight fans, which I'm really going to look forward to. Castlevania DLC's coming out chapter on August 27th this month with Dracula and Trevor Belmont. So you
did not just say Belmont.
Belmont. Sorry, guys.
Good Lord.
Dang. Forgive me, fans. I know there's hard, rapid fans. But yeah, so that is coming. He's really cool. Looks like a very interesting character. Killer. So, etc. Anyways, let's talk about the next topic. Monster Hunter Wilds is gearing up. Capcom's been very active on social media. and they're producing on our actual Discord. I'm linking it, so a bunch of previews of their different weapons and skills, which they always do. The visuals look amazing, guys. I do hope it's nothing official that it comes for Switch 2, because I'm sure Switch will probably be able to handle it, or at least close to it. But that is a game I'm getting. I hope you get it, Jarrod, so we could do co-op. We could even make a series of it. That'd be real fun for the channel. But yeah, so I really hope you get Wilds. And it is cross-play, guys. Cross-play. Don't forget about that. That's been announced a long time ago.
Good.
But that's major, because for I have a Rise on Switch. I can't play with PC or Xbox Game Pass, etc. So.
When is that? When is that coming out?
We don't know. We do know it will be by Q2 or Q1 to Q2 of next year.
Okay, so it'll be next year. It'll be
next year. It's not this year, unfortunately. But I can't wait. Yeah, I think it's going to be a big hit. And the last couple Monster Hunters have been extremely successful at Capcom. And finally, they're going to cross. I don't understand why Capcom's been so reluctant, dude. And I hear, when I want your opinion, I hear a lot of it's because of Sony. Sony does not want it and push it. But
maybe
they really, is it true that they would limit it because of Sony to make them happy? I don't know.
I think no, but listen, maybe. I think though that moving forward, this is all coming to an end. This kind of stuff where the hardware manufacturer has a say, I think is going the way of the dodo. Like, people are going to be like, I don't care. Even Fallout, like Fallout 76, it's freaking annoying that if I wanted to go on my Xbox or my PlayStation right now, I cannot play the same character that I have on Steam. Like, that is just stupid.
Yeah. At least we could play the Game Pass version.
But it still sucks that it's like Game Pass for PC, not Game Pass for console. Game Pass for console, you're
exactly.
screwed.
Yeah, I can't play with the console.
Yeah, like, how dumb is...
It makes no sense.
No, exactly.
It's stupid. But I am looking forward to Wilds. But quick question, though. You haven't been a big Monster Hunter fan, have you?
Dude, my God.
We never talk about this. Stories. I love stories.
OG.
Stories is great.
OG.
Oh, are you really?
Yes, I'm the...
Why didn't you play Rise with me, dude?
Oh, my God. You're such a noob.
Come on.
I imported them on the PSP, man. Like, way back.
So you are old school.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
So that means we're gonna play Wilds then.
Yeah, absolutely. If you want, cool. Sure.
Awesome.
I just, honestly, the truth now is just, the reason. Yeah, it's like I say, why do you think, like, I finished Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I sat back and I was like, I got 3 weeks until Visions of Mana. And Visions of Mana, like, I enjoy those games. Like, they're fun. They're not long. It's going to be a 15, maybe not even, maybe 10 hour, 15 hour romp. It's a good action RPG. It's perfect, right? Like, for me right now, that's a perfect size game. But I got super, like, I was like, crap, I don't know what to do, because Rebirth was so long. Like, it took me 60 hours or something to go through the game.
Yeah, that's a grindy game.
That's it.
Grindy game.
But this one, with Final Fantasy 15, I was shocked because it's not that long. Like, it's really not that long. I mean, I've been playing for like a week, and I don't have that much time, and I'm about 3/4 done. So I was like, now, but again, I don't know. It's possible that, the last 2 chapters open up the whole world, and then you can, so I don't know. But anyways, we're at perfect time, so this is great.
Yes,
hopefully we get to do this again next week. I don't have any... I don't have anything...
Yeah, we should be able to do it next week. We'll look at what gaming news... I mean, right now, a lot of it's just going to be like big game releases and stuff like that. Well, I would love to do a podcast, guys. Let us know in the comments if you'd like. It's kind of a retro thing where we talk about some of our, like, instead of a broad genre, like we've talked about what's your favorite in this, like what your favorite RPG, et cetera, et cetera. We could talk about stuff that we loved when we were growing up. Some, show our age, or like Golden Axe. Remember that game?
Man, Golden Axe. Good
or
lord.
Super Ghouls and Ghosts. And, oh man, those are some.
Well,
great games
you said Outrun, man. The OG Outrun was an awesome.
OG, yeah, I mean, I guarantee a lot of our viewers are retro, so probably know, but there's a generation that doesn't know what Outrun is, dude, and never experienced its true glory. So,
okay, dude,
it'd be kind of fun.
Yeah. All right, guys. So listen, thank you so much for watching, and well, hopefully we'll catch you
We'll
next
be
week.
back next week. All right.
Take care, everyone. Ciao.
Bye.